So today's video, I'm finally gonna tell you guys, I guess, what went on. So in the last few days, I've kind of been out of commission, and I know I look perfectly fine right now, but kind of want to explain to you guys. So my shoulder, it got dislocated, and I wasn't doing anything crazy, but I was just working on the lift. Actually, I was just finishing setting it up, and I've dislocated it almost 4 times now, and every time that it comes out, I can't get it back into place, and I end up having to go to the hospital. They have to put me on an IV and knock me unconscious just to get my shoulder back in place. So if you guys looked at that post from the other day, that's what it was. I wasn't exaggerating or anything. I'm supposed to be wearing a sling right now, and I actually left the hospital with this sling on, but ended up putting it back on, or taking it off. And yeah, I'm supposed to be wearing this, but I'm not wearing it. I'm just kind of watching it because I've gone through this a bunch of times. So just to give you guys a little bit of background, so how it actually originally happened was I was racing. I used to race professionally snowcross, if you guys didn't know. So I was about 30 feet in the air, and a team let me borrow their sled or snowmobile and wanted me to test it for a race, and the front shocks were blown, and when I hit the face of a 100-foot tabletop, the front end went high, and I tried to push the front end down, and I was pretty much doing a Superman behind it, trying to get at it, get the front end to come down, and ended up landing, doing a face plant, broke my nose, put my shoulder into the ground face, like head first pretty much, as I went over the handlebars, took the bars in the stomach, broke my nose, and I dislocated my shoulder straight down. So now I have this issue where if I'm doing something, and it wasn't like I was lifting anything heavy, what I did actually was I had the lift about here, and the yellow bars, the actual pickup on the car, I had them about maybe 3 feet off the ground. You can see this little dog that we just got running in the background. But anyways, I had the bars, the yellow bars, about 3 feet off the ground, and I went to put my foot up on it and reach up like this to pull myself up. And as soon as I did that, my arm went up and my body stayed down, and it just clunked straight out. And I crippled to the ground, and I tried to put it in as soon as I could. I tried slamming my arm on my leg just to see if I could pop it back in, but it wouldn't go. So anyway, long story short, I ended up spending pretty much the whole night in the hospital. And they put me on an IV, and every time they tried to sit there and sedate me to get it to go back in, but it won't go back in. So I ended up having to get it on an IV, and they gave me some crazy stuff where it knocked me unconscious so that they could and it took 4 guys to put my shoulder back in. They tried it once on ketamine, and they gave me a bunch and tried to just kind of sedate me to put it back in, and there was 4 guys reefing on my arm to put it back in, and they couldn't get it in. So and they ended up giving me something else which completely knocked me unconscious, and then they were finally able to get it in. So yeah, that's why there was a little bit of a delay, but we should be back on track. I did do some pulls with the truck, so the only thing I guess this is going to prevent me is I should probably take it somewhat easy with working on this. I had a lot of plans for doing the Viper transmission and lifting it up, but really with this thing being questionable for the next little bit, it usually takes me about 2 or 3 months to recover. I feel, at least, to get it back some strength in it so that I don't have to worry about it. But again, it's just one of those things. If you guys have ever dislocated your shoulder, it's like there's zero warning. It's like 1 minute you're perfectly fine, and the next minute it just clunks out of place. So, and I'm not one of those people that it will go back in for. So I know some people will sit there and they'll just pop it back into place. I've tried, and it's just like, the way it comes out when it goes straight down, I can sit there and try to move it, and it's just grinding, and it doesn't want to go in. And it's kind of nasty, and I've broken a bunch of bones, and that's one of the worst pains. So, but anyways, I'll show you a quick preview of the truck right now. So we did do some pulls. And so there, now you guys saw the preview of the truck. I'm gonna make another video, subsequent video, and show you a little bit more. So truck seems to be running really good right now. Fuel ratios are good, and that tune from Jay is good. I'm still gonna send him the data logs, because I did some data logs on that too. We'll send that to him, see if he wants to fine tweak anything, but I think we should be almost ready to be able to take this thing to the track. Next video I'm gonna do, I'll show you guys the next video. So I got some drive-bys so you guys can hear what it sounds like driving by, and you guys can hear that current bypass or blow-off valve that's on it. And then at the same time, I'm ready to put on that performance one that we got, so we'll get it sounding better too. So that's pretty much gonna do it for this video, guys. Like I said, slight delay because I wanted to do a bunch of stuff with the hoist, but if I'm getting the vehicle to where I can get underneath it and have to work over my head, that's like the prime way for my shoulder to dislocate again. So I gotta kind of watch out a little bit. I know that the ceiling height, I can't go up too far where I can physically stand underneath it, but I guess the plan was to get like kind of one of those stools that has the wheels on it, and we could get the vehicle at least to this height, and I could get underneath it rather than laying on the ground. So if you guys ever seen those max jacks where they go up about 6 feet, that's how I'm gonna use this lift until we reconfigure the ceiling or the ceiling trusses. So eventually we'll get those done, but I'm not gonna do this. I'll have an architect come in and redesign it eventually, but for now, we're just gonna use it in the height in the garage that we can for now. And we'll probably do something with this garage door behind me to get it up. Right now, I was intending to use it with the garage door closed and go up all the way, but eventually we'll raise the track on the garage door too so that we can use as much of the ceiling height as possible right now. But any questions you guys have, guys, don't worry, the channel's not going away. It's just I needed a few days down there while I kind of gathered myself, but hope you guys understand. And any comments, questions, be sure to ask them in the comments below. But you guys will see this next video on the pulls hopefully tonight or tomorrow, but we'll get cranking and get back on schedule. Hope you guys understand. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.